Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Canto 6, Chapter 18. Diti vows to kill King Indra. Verse number 20. Shirajo vacha katam ta asuram bhavam apohyotpattikam guru indrena prapitaha satmyam kim tat sadhu kritam hitaihi. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. King Parikshit inquired, "My dear Lord, due to their birth, the 49 Maruts must have been obsessed with the demoniac mentality. Why did Indra, the king of heaven, convert them into demigods? Did they perform any rituals or pious activities?" Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta translation. Om ajnanathimirantasya jnananjanashalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Here is an interesting story of Diti vows to kill Indra and what happens after that. So Parikshit is asking a question to Śukadeva Gosvāmī. Diti had 49 children, and naturally Diti's children are Daityas. Their mentality is to be asuric. What is the austerity or ritual or any pious activity they performed to change themselves from the demoniac mentality to the divine, and they become devatas? What is the story of this? Why did it happen? Is a question of Parikshit. So answering to that question is this chapter. So Aditi had 12 children, Adityas, 12 Adityas. Diti had initially 2 children, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. The Hiranyakashipu was killed by Varahadev because Hiranyaksha was controlling the entire universe by throwing the earth planet to the ocean. Very powerful. And later Hiranyakashipu was killed by Narasimha. And he also was very powerful and he took control of all the devatas. Both her children, Diti's children, were very powerful. They had defeated Indra, beginning from Indra, all the devatas were defeated. But Vishnu favored Indra and they were killed. So Diti felt it is because of Indra's crooked-mindedness. Shri Krishna Balaram ki jai. So it's Indra's crooked-mindedness, Indra's desire for enjoyment, sense enjoyment. All this has been done by Vishnu. Therefore, originally cause is Indra. To protect Indra only Lord came. So Indra is the cause. If Indra is not there, my children would be saved. So she was very angry. Also she was lamenting for losing her children. Unhappy. She thought, I should have a son. And that son should be immortal, should not die, and should kill Indra. So I should kill Indra by begetting a child. So how to do that? First of all, Diti thought, I should please my husband Kashyapa. By his blessings it is possible. Kashyapa Muni is very powerful Rishi. By his blessings, my husband's blessing, it is possible. So she planned. What did she plan? She started acting so nicely with the husband. Serving Kashyapa Muni very nicely. Looking for Kashyapa Muni's all the requirements very nicely. Taking care of Kashyapa Muni very nicely. And Kashyapa saw there is a great refinement in the quality of his wife, Diti. So nicely she is serving me. And she would sometimes look at him in a glancing at him, and trying to be very attractive for husband Kashyapa Muni, she was acting. After the long service to her husband Kashyapa was pleased. Kashyapa was very much pleased and asked Diti, I'm very pleased with you, my dear wife. You please tell me, what do you want? I want to give you something. Diti said, are you sure? So you should fulfill my desire. I have a desire. Kashyapa, since he is carried away by the allurement of wife, he said, yes, I will do whatever you say. Then Diti said, I have a desire to beget a child from you, and this child should be immortal, and child should kill Indra. When Kashyapa Rishi heard this, he was, alas, what a mistake I have done. For this you were serving me so nicely. So she starts lamenting. Actually, when Brahma created all the living beings to increase the progeny, because there is a requirement always, many souls, jivatmas, have to come to this material world. Jivatmas to come to this material world, they need bodies. Someone has to do the creation of the body. The creation of body to make, Lord Brahma created attraction between man and woman. Very powerful. In the Vedic scriptures explain, woman is like a fire and man is like a butter. Means the butter will melt in front of the fire. That is very natural. Meaning, it is very natural to get attracted. So, Kashyapa felt, oh, I got cheated by my wife now. My wife is asking the boon which is not actually correct, to kill King Indra. It is that Indradi Vyakulam Lokam. Whenever there is the Loka, which is, in the Loka when there is difficulty, those who are inimical towards Indra, Vishnu comes. Because Vishnu wants reinstate of Dharma. By reinstate of Dharma in the proper dharmic process, all the jivatmas get opportunity to go back to Krishna. If adharma is prevalent, everybody becomes sinful. Everybody becomes sinful, then how can one at all go back to spiritual world? Forget about heaven. Forget a spiritual world. Even heaven they cannot go. Everybody is leading towards hell, Naraka Loka. So, Indra is required. Kashyapa Rishi knows he is a Devata. The difference between Devata and Asura is that Devata is a devotee of Vishnu and who does the activities in line with the desire of Vishnu. Asura is against Vishnu, who does everything for his own satisfaction, not for Vishnu's satisfaction, God's satisfaction. He does for his satisfaction. For his satisfaction, Asura goes to any extent of troubling and torturing others, eating others, killing others for his own enjoyment. This is the state of Asura. That is what we see today in the material world. Full of Asuras, Asuric mentality people. So-called sophistic people who talk about compassion, love, peace, harmony, and all those good words. Their diet is chicken, mutton, fish. What about peace and harmony, compassion, love, all those things for those goats and the pigs and chicks, and what about them? They also have children, they also have pain, pleasure, and you are sacrificing their pleasure, their family, their life for your taste of your tongue. Where is your compassion? Where is your love? Where is your harmony? What you are talking about? You see how this is why Kali Yuga is called the age of hypocrisy. Hypocrisy means this. What is the meaning of hypocrite in English? They speak one thing and do another thing. They tell the whole world one thing and they do in their personal life another thing. They don't follow what they speak. They don't walk the talk. They're called hypocrites. So Kali Yuga is filled with hypocrites. So Asuric mentality this is. Because my enjoyment is most important for me. My enjoyment is a sense gratification. I think enjoyment comes from the sense enjoyment. If I exploit my senses in different ways, eating, mating, sleeping, defending, I can enjoy the most in this world. That is what I think always. This is how the Asura person. We read this also in the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, divine and demonic. The difference between Asuras and Suras, Asura and Asuras. Now, knowing this, the Kashyapa Muni felt, alas, what she has asked now. She wants to kill Indra. Go against the order of Vishnu. This I cannot do. But what to do? I have promised to my wife. I promised to Diti, now what to do? Kashyapa thought, let me try my best to save the situation. So she said, Diti, yes, I will grant you this boon, but there is one condition. To get this boon, you have to do one vrata called Pumsavana vrata. The Pumsavana vrata, if you do, 1 year you should follow this vrata, then you will get. So, what one should do in 1 year's vrata? And Kashyapa Muni said, while doing this vrata, if you little bit miss this, don't follow this properly what I said, then you will get the son who will be friend of Indra. So he has put on condition to her. 1 year she has to follow. If he misses, ulta will happen. She wants enemy of Indra who will kill Indra, but she will get a friend of Indra. So she said, yes, I will do. Diti said, yes, I will follow the vrata which you have given. So Kashyapa said these rules. My dear gentle wife, these are the rules. For 1 year she has to follow. Never enter the water while bathing. Means they used to bathe in the rivers those days. You should not go inside. Never be angry. Do not even speak or associate with the wicked people. It's all Vaishnava principles. You should not become krodha. Krodhat bhavati sammohaha. Sammohat smriti vibhramaha. Smriti bhramshat buddhinasho. Buddhinashat pranashyati. Krishna said in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Krodhat bhavati sammohaha. From krodha you become sammoha. Sammohat smriti vibhramaha. Your memory is lost. Smriti bhramshat buddhinasho. If your memory is lost, your good intelligence will go away. If your good intelligence go away, buddhinashat pranashyati, you will fall down. That's why you should not become angry. Kama krodha lobha trividham narakasyedham dvaram nashanamatvanaha kama krodha tata lobha. These three things are gateway to hell. One should not become angry. Therefore, don't become angry. Then, do not even speak or associate with wicked people. Always do satsanga. Asatsanga tyaga ye Vaishnava achara. What is the achara of a Vaishnava or Vaishnavi? A devotee of the Lord. What is the achara one should have? One should not associate with the Avaishnavas, a wicked people, the people who are interested in money, sense gratification, and all things for their own enjoyment. Such wicked people you should not associate with. Never wear a cloth that have not been properly washed. Maintain shaucham. One should maintain the shuchitva. Then, and do not put on a garland that has already been worn. Somebody else's. You should not wear that garland or flower. Not the Lord's prasadam can be taken, not others. Never eat leftover food. Uchchista, you should not take. No uchchistam. Never eat prasada offered to goddess Kali. Because Kali prasada, there is an opportunity in the Vedas to offer tamasic food to Kali. There is an opportunity. So there could be a tamasic food, so don't eat prasada of Kali. Do not eat anything contaminated by flesh or fish. Do not touch anything or eat anything. Do not eat anything brought or touched by a Shudra. Shudra means person whose mentality is fully thinking about eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Sense enjoyment. Eating, sex. His mind is filled with that. Sense enjoyment, sense enjoyment. He is called Shudra. It's the definition of Shudra. Not by caste. Now these days Shudras some caste people are getting offended. When you say Shudra, don't take the food which is touched by Shudra. Arey, this is not talking about a person who is born in a Shudra or some family which is framed by people as Shudras. No. This is about a person who may be born in a so-called Brahmana family, but day and night he is simply thinking of opposite sex, life, sense enjoyment and drinking and meat eating. He is a Shudra. Such a person, if he touches a food, don't eat it. Now think of how can you get food? How can you go and eat in a restaurant? Restaurant food is prepared by Shudra, served by a Shudra. Don't want to offend anybody, but this is the reality of Kali Yuga. Cook is not a devotee of the Lord. Who's serving is not a devotee of the Lord. Food get contaminated by the cook. Cook's consciousness comes in the food, you should know. If cook while thinking, what is he thinking while cooking food? That consciousness is transferred. So he says you should not. Then, anything seen by women in her menstrual period, contaminated consciousness she might be having. Do not drink water by joining your palms, means austerity. Drink water, less water, take more austerity. Then she further says, after eating, you should not go out to the streets without having washed your mouth, hands and feet. After eating food, we should wash our hands, we should wash our mouth and feet. This is the process. Not that eat with a spoon and use for hand sanitizers, tissue papers and over. So then, you should not go out in the evening or with your hairs loose, nor should you go out unless you are properly decorated with the ornaments. You should not leave the house unless you are very grave and rare, sufficiently covered. You should not lie down without having washed both of your feet or without being purified, nor with wet feet or with your head pointed west or north. You should not lie naked or with other women or during the sunrise or sunset. Sandhya Kala, you should not be sleeping. Sunrise time, you should not be sleeping. Sunset time, you should not be sleeping. Putting on washed clothing, being always pure and being adorned with the turmeric, sandalwood pulp and other auspicious items. Before breakfast, one should worship the cows, Brahmanas, the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. One should worship Lakshmi Narayana, devotee of the Lord, and the cow, the goat. Then, with the flower garland, sandalwood pulp, ornaments, and other paraphernalia, a woman following this vow should worship. Whom they should worship? Women who have sons and whose husbands are living. The pregnant wife should worship her husband and offer him prayers. She should meditate upon him, thinking that he is situated in her home. Then Kashyapa Muni continued, if you perform this ceremony called Pumsavana, adhering to the vows with the faith, for at least 1 year, you will give birth to a son destined to kill Indra. But if there is any discrepancy in the discharge of this vow, the son will be a friend of Indra. So now the boon is given with the condition. She is determined to kill Indra. She agrees this and takes this vow. This vow is very tough. She has to follow very strictly. And Indra comes to know about it, that here is a soul. A son is going to take birth in the womb of my aunt Diti. The Indra humbly came in front of Diti and said, my dear mother, I heard you are performing great austerity. I want to assist you. I want to serve you. So Indra's idea of serving Diti is that she will be watchful. If she follows all the vows, he cannot do anything. Anywhere he misses, Indra wants to take that opportunity to kill the child. That was what he is thinking. So Indra was very patiently serving her. Every day getting flowers, sandalwood, fruits, food required for her. Like assistant. Indra had become assistant to Diti. So like this, the Bhagavatam explains, just sometimes a hunter wanted to hunt a deer in the forest. They wear a dress of a deer so that they can go nearby and shot at the deer, isn't it? So like that, Indra covered in the garb of servant to Diti and came to serve Diti. So Indra is waiting for an opportunity. One day, after so many days of practice, Diti had become very weak, like a skeleton, and she's following very strictly. She was also carrying pregnant. One day, she did not wash her feet and hands before taking rest. One day. Kashyapa Rishi said you should wash your feet and hands while taking rest. She forgot that. Then she slept. She was very tired and she has slept. Indra took this opportunity to enter the womb of Diti. He entered the womb of Diti. See, we should not, here we understand, we should not compare Indra or any devatas and great personalities like us. They are very powerful. They have direct access to the Brahma. And they can talk to Vishnu. Very powerful beings. Many of the devatas also pure devotees of the Lord. They are also serving Vishnu. So we should not make a mockery of the devatas and think wrong about Indra. You see here, Indra with his thunderbolt, Vajrayudha, entered the womb of Diti. That's a power he had. He entered the womb of Diti and he thought, let me now cut the embryo into pieces. He took his Vajrayudha, cut the small baby, the fetus, into the 7 pieces. When he saw the 7 pieces were cut and he thought they are died now, I've done my job. But he saw the 7 pieces are shining brightly. They have life. And again he took Vajrayudha. Each 7 pieces, he made 7 pieces out of that. Total how many it became? 7 sevens are 49. 49 pieces. And all the 49 pieces became babies. And they with the folded hand there, they prayed to Indra and told, we are not your enemies, my dear Indra. We are devotees. We are your brothers. We are here to serve you. Please do not kill us. By hearing this, Indra got transformed. He said, why should I kill my own brothers who are serving me, who are in friendship with me? And he forgave them. And they all were born. Then, when the Diti woke up from the sleep, she saw 49 babies and Indra are standing. And she was surprised. She was happy to see her children. And she was surprised and asked Indra, how come these are 49? How come they are in friendship with you? What happened? Now there is a big magic happened in the heart of Diti. Diti worshipped Vishnu, worshipping Vishnu by following all these rules given by Kashyapa. Very carefully Kashyapa given 1 year vrata. This 1 year vrata is sufficient for Diti to purify herself, her mentality, that I should kill Indra, that enviousness should go away, anger should go away. And she worshipped Vishnu. Vasudheve bhakti. Anybody does bhakti to Vasudeva. Prayojitaha janayati ashvairagyam jnanam tatad ahaitukam. If anybody worships Vishnu, Vasudeva, Krishna, they will get jnanam, ahaituka jnana. They get a jnana which they don't want any personal benefit, any unadulterated jnana, ahaituka jnana they get. Who is Vishnu? Who am I? By the process of this Pumsavana Vrata, Diti got purified. And such a mother who is worshipping Vishnu regularly, what kind of children can be born? They also transform. Though they are taking birth in a Daitya family, but they are not Daityas, they are Suras. They became the great devotees. So Indra said, actually, I was waiting for the mistake you are doing, and I entered I was very fearful, and I did. So Indra frankly accepted and asked forgiveness from Diti for the mistake he has done without her permission. But Diti, since she was purified, she saw her children and she was pleased. She did not take the offense of Indra. So this is the story of the Diti getting transformed into a devotee, and the Diti's children also getting transformed into devotees. So what is that we should understand from this? The power of becoming devotee and power of worshipping Krishna. That is why Bhagavatam is said, Akamo va sarva kamo va moksha kamo va udharadi tivrena bhakti yogena yajatehi purushaha puman. Whether you have a desire, material desire, you don't have material desire, you have all the desires in this world to have, but in any condition, please worship Krishna. Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Simply worship Krishna in your life. Whatever condition you may be, don't worry what you are, what condition you are in, what is your mentality, what's going on in your mind, you have anger, you have lust, you have greed. I may have so many shortcomings in my life. I may also see. So simply chant the holy name of Krishna. That's a Yuga Dharma. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not discriminate. Hence in Kali Yuga, this Varnashrama Dharma, Vedic Varnashrama Dharma is not going to work. Everybody should chant, irrespective of our caste and creed, religion, nationality. Simply chant Hare Krishna mantra. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the personification of the holy name of Lord, who came simply to distribute this Kali Yuga Dharma and everybody, to uplift everybody in their consciousness. This is how we should worship Vishnu in Kali Yuga. Kritaye dhyayate Vishnu, Tretayam mejato makaihi. Krita Yuga, they had to do great austerity in worshipping Vishnu, going to forest and worshipping. But in Kali Yuga, the process is made very, very simple. So the simplest way, chant Hare Krishna, everything will get purified. Prabhupada says, Krishna's mercy is like the power of the sunlight. The sunlight falls even at the filthy place. It purifies. Sun does not get contaminated. Because sunlight is falling on the filthy place. Sunlight does not get contaminated, rather purifies that place. Like that, when the Krishna touches us, nothing will happen to Krishna. We get purified. Similarly, the devotee, the pure devotee of Krishna, who is Acharya, Guru, who is a pure devotee of Krishna, he touches, he will not get contaminated. He will purify others. Many so-called gurus from our country went to the Western world to give the message of yoga, etc. In fact, in the Vedic culture, there was a hesitancy to go to the Yavana Desha. The Western world is called Yavana Desha. Yavanas means who are very, very fallen. Yavanas. Who are simply doing sense gratification. They are called Yavanas. dog eaters, mlechas. Srila Prabhupada says when he was young, he was studying in a college. His mother had a desire. He was a very brilliant student. My son should go to London to become barrister. Gandhi, Nehru, they all went barrister. So his mother wanted him to go to Europe and become barrister. But Prabhupada says, my father was a pure devotee. Gauramohan De is father's name of Srila Prabhupada. Gauramohan De said, no. My son will not go to Mlecha Desha. He will become servant of Radharani. So this was the desire of the father of Srila Prabhupada. So going to Mlecha Desha is very dangerous. They will become contaminated. So many so-called gurus in the name of spreading yoga went to Western countries. After going there, they were associated with women. They were associated with the taking into non-vegetarian food and eating, including beef. One great Swamiji, revered in the India, he says, nothing wrong in eating fish, nothing wrong in eating beef. So they get contaminated in the West. But when the pure devotee goes to Western world, anybody touched by Srila Prabhupada, they all became Vaishnavis. They started worshipping Krishna, they started building the temples, they started spreading the holy name all over the world. And they took it up to the seriousness more than their life to spreading the holy name of Krishna. This is the test. For a pure devotee of the Lord is so powerful, anybody touches him, they become devotee. So anybody touches Krishna, anybody touches the devotee of Krishna, they all will get purified. Whatever intention they could have come. Like I told you a story of earlier. One man came by seeing a watch in Prabhupada's hand. He had a golden watch. He came to steal that watch. By the association of Prabhupada, he got purified. He became a devotee. That's a power. We can see that in this particular story of Diti. Though she started the vrata with ill intentions of killing Indra, she ended up begetting children who are devotees of the Lord by worship. Kashyapa Muni tricked her by giving the Pumsavana vrata, which will be worshipping the Supreme Lord. So with this we conclude Grantara Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki Srila Prabhupada